Alright, we're back again. We got blue-white control. We're going to go over the deck just a little bit. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. We do have a couple of changes that we made from the last video, so I'll just go ahead and go over those a little bit. So we did add a few make your move. I want to go ahead and take one of those out actually and put in Urza Silex. I think that'd be a little bit better. The awkward thing about about Urza Silex is that if we have temporary lockdown in play, of course it's going to destroy the temporary lockdown. But there are situations like with red-white tokens. They're running enchantments, they're running artifacts, some of them are running planeswalkers. So just having something that destroys everything in play is really important for us to have right now. And I don't feel like having make your move only is going to be good enough. So we might actually just start off this way, and then if it's too bad, then we might go ahead and throw Urza Silex in. So we still have 3 Jace, 1 Teferi, 2 Farsight Ritual as opposed to 4 Silver Scrutiny. Just having that card selection over card draw has been working out a little bit better for us. 4 Get Lost. We have so many creature lands, and most of the time with like mono black discard, of course you're going to see a Liliana. Then with Golgari, you know, we do have some different creature lands we got to worry about in that build. So Get Lost is, I just feel like 4 of is necessary. I know they get the 2 map tokens, you know, but at the same time, after losing March of Otherworldly Light, we're in a situation where we don't really have an exact replacement. Make your move does come close with destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature power 4 or greater. So we're going to try that out today. We did have Long River's Pool in place of No More Lies. And, but I do feel like No More Lies is just a lot better value. Later in the game, you know, it kind of sits in our hand. And of course they can kind of play around it. So I am still like going back and forth with the number of No More Lies. I think we might end up going down to 3. And then using Long River's Pool. But we're going to go ahead and jump into a couple of games here. We're still ranking up. This is the 5th part of the series. If you guys have been keeping track or have been watching it, thank you so much for joining me and hanging out with me. We're going to go ahead and jump into some games. All right, as far as our rank right now, we are getting really close to getting out of Silver Tier 1. So that's currently where we're at in our progress. So hopefully we, well, just judging by the avatar, like we always do, this could be mono black. We don't have any early interaction. We got a truckload of land. And we are going second. I mean, it's not the most terrible thing I've ever seen. It's not the best either. Of course, like it's mostly land. I really do not want to take a mulligan. We could use Meticulous Archive just to see if we could get something a little bit of earlier interaction. So we'll go ahead and keep this. All right, Xrillion, pretty cool username. Start off with the meticulous archive. Make your move. I guess we could. Let's see. We have the sleeper in play. I think we're probably gonna toss this, honestly. What's up, puppy? Okay. Are you doing anything else? No? So no more lies is definitely what we were looking for. Because of this exact reason right here. Okay. So we probably go ahead and play an untapped land for our 3 steps ahead. And then depending on what they play, we'll go ahead and the third path at the end of their turn. If we have encountered anything. Okay, good thing we got the demolition field in our hand for the Mirax. Let them go ahead and attack through. They'll probably try to pump them. Maybe not. Okay, so what are you playing? Duress. Well, we might as well. Let's just go ahead and counter it. I know that's not like the best thing to do in this situation. They're just gonna turn around and play. So there's the other Liliana. But either way, we would have.
Don't overthink things.
We would have lost our counter spell, and they would have played the Liliana anyways. So demolition field and get rid of the Mirax. There we go. And we'll take action as well. Oh. So we'll go ahead and get rid of the meticulous archive. Okay. We do have the Farsight ritual. I think we'll pass the turn, go ahead and play the Farsight ritual, and look for an answer to deal with what we've got in play here. And then we also need to find an answer for Liliana. So we're going to go ahead and pass. Okay, so we definitely do not want them to start drawing cards. But they are going to attack us for 7 as well, and we do need to find a couple of answers. So I would like to keep cards out of their hand if at all possible. This is tough. I'll let it resolve. So we're going to discard the temporary lockdown. And I think it's still going to be a good idea to have a copy of Urza Silex in here. Alright, so Farsight Ritual. We do have a Get Lost. And a Make Your Move. Could grab an untapped land. I think we're just going to grab the Get Lost and the Make Your Move. Alright, I was hoping to draw into an untapped land. This is not an ideal situation. We could go ahead and gain life, but that's really not going to help. And they're going to ultimate their Liliana next turn, I'm sure. It would have been nice to have drawn another land and been able to use both Make Your Move and Get Lost here. So we will pass the turn. And we're still dead. Alright, so we're starting off today with a loss. That comes along with the territory. So we kind of know, like, we're going to go ahead and go into edit our deck. We're going to throw the Urza Silex in because we know that we have the red-white tokens deck, we have the mono-black discard deck. They are running enchantments, creatures, planeswalkers, artifacts, so we are going to, and actually, you know, removing them with Make Your Move is just not nearly as efficient. So I think we could at least drop down to 2, maybe. We could drop Sunfall down. We do need the Sunfall. This is a tough one. We're gonna go ahead and drop this down and put in Silex. Put in 2 copies of that. Keep the 1 Make Your Move. We're going to call that done. And we're going to jump into another game. Yeah, I've been going back and forth on Urza Silex a lot. It just, there's just too many decks out there that just warrant, I would say warrant a card like that. So we do have a couple of things we can play early. We're going first. We only have 2 lands, and typically I don't keep a 2-land hand. We're gonna go ahead and keep it anyways, and hope that Arena treats us well. Magically delicious. Awesome username. There we go. Innkeeper's Talent. We've had a lot of back and forth with Innkeeper's Talent on whether or not we want to counter it. We do have 3 steps ahead, so I think it's okay to go ahead and counter it this game. And we'll just hold up our land for 3 steps ahead. Okay, definitely want to counter this. Well, do we want to counter it? Or do we want to... Yeah, we want to counter it. Okay, could use another land. Pass a turn. It's really cool that they have the noble ghost here. I haven't seen too many people use them. So we'll just let the bat resolve. And we'll go ahead and... What would he do? I think we're just gonna take him out, but of course they're gonna have Liliana as well. We could really use to get lost. We could just counter it so he doesn't see the hand. Actually, we can't. I already passed. My bad. Getting too far behind myself, apparently. We're gonna just get lost. Okay. Of course we see a Dread Knight. Alright, another counter spell. That's perfect. Pass a turn. And then the Dread Knight. We could, I guess, let's just go ahead and do this. Okay, we finally found our 4th land. Pass a turn. Another Dread Knight? Sure. Alright, we're gonna let it resolve. And then we're gonna Farsight Ritual. We could take Jace, and we're gonna need a land. We could also take Scrutiny. Let's do that. Okay. That'll stay on top. We'll just go ahead and ultimate the Jace immediately. 28 cards in their deck right now. Okay. They've got a planeswalker of their own.
Metal is eternal. Alexia spreads.
Alright, so with Vraska, her 0 ability is you draw a card and lose a life, proliferate. -2, target creature becomes a treasure artifact with tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color, and loses all other card types and abilities. -9, if target player has fewer than 9 poison counters, they get a number of poison counters equal to the difference. So, we are going to go ahead and play another Jace. I'm thinking that that would be okay. But we also would like to draw some cards to see if we can come into a second one. We're going to go ahead and play Jace.
Surrender your mind to Phyrexia's will. Retreat is the... I will shatter your mind.
Alright, so now they've got 11 cards in their deck. And we're going to go ahead and change the screen here. There we go. So I'm okay with them drawing a card, obviously. If we find another Jace, it's game over here. You know, if they can see all 4 bats in their opening hand, or at least within the first 6 turns, then we can see all 4 Jace, right? Hopefully. Speaking of bats. Okay, well, we did find it. So, we're gonna play that.
Is wasted. You cannot win. Your victory, I put one,
Good game.
and your entire mind unravels.
Always have fun. Always have fun. Okay. So now I think just with some of these decks, racing them with Jace, you know, I feel like it's okay. It's a pretty good strategy. The only downfall is we're only running 3 Jace and running that 1 Teferi, but Mono Black did end up taking every copy of Jace out of our deck the last time we went up against them, and it made things a little bit more tough for us. At least it definitely made the game drag on a little bit longer. So, but for now, we're going to go ahead and put in our 4th Jace, and we're going to get into another game. So, you know, starting the game off with a loss, that's never ideal. But what do we do when we fall, Bruce? We learn to get back up. We got a Get Lost, a couple of Sunfall, a couple of Seachrome, Mirex. By the way, we do have 2 Mirex instead of 1. That was another update. Okay, so is this going to be good enough? We're going up against Yeah Dude 696. Does not sound familiar. We're gonna go ahead and keep this. Monsieur Dinosaur. Welcome to the battlefield, buddy. Okay, so Seachrome. And they're gonna take a second, and this looks like a mirror match, potentially. Okay, there we go. I think we're just gonna take that out. Okay, and then maybe we throw the Mirex down. Pass. Okay, so they're going to take just as long as they did last turn, I guess. Okay, we have the demolition field for the anchorage. Their sleeves are pretty cool. We're going to put some sleeves on as well. I did notice that my deck is sleeveless, which is fine, but just doesn't feel right. Okay, go ahead and do Union here. Another demolition field. That's pretty cool. Pass turn. Maybe we're passing the turn? Oh, there it goes. Ooh, that's a good thing we got the second demolition field as well. Alright, so we're definitely going to do this. Activate the demolition field and try to take out their fountain port. They can make fish, sacrifice a token, draw a card. A lot of different things they can do with that one. It's a pretty cool land. Yes, I would like to search as well. Okay, so with them being blue-white, I'm not gonna just throw the Jace out there. We're gonna take our time with that. We will throw the demolition field out there, and then we're gonna pass a turn. Alright, what are you gonna do? This is a very intense music and a very intense battlefield and a very intense game, and we're both staring at each other eye to eye, wondering who's gonna try to make a big move first. It's like the Old West over here. See if they let us do this again. They don't know if they like it or not. Okay, well, while they're taking a break, we will too. Okay, I wonder if they're just going to let the timer fuse run all the way down. Just make us sit here and wait for our victory. Could be, perhaps, but Most likely not. Cool. Alright. We'll play an anchorage of our own. Again. And pass. What's up, buddy? Oh, is that right? He's pretty cool, I guess. Okay, so here we go again with them just taking their sweet old time. Peanut butter and jelly and sour cream and onion chips are a really awesome combo. If you've never tried peanut butter and jelly and sour cream and onion, especially like the Lay's sour cream and onion chips, you're missing out. It is probably the best combo ever when it comes to peanut butter and jelly. Okay, so this game is dragging along here. I wonder, like, okay, in the graveyard, they had the caretaker's talent. So I wonder, and creature tokens you control get +2/+2. So I just wonder, like, what else was with this combo? Or what else was with this strategy? Because, you know, Boros is, I mean, we obviously know what the game plan is there. Okay, well, we made it up to gold. Our opponent didn't really want to play, so, yep, I had a lot of fun waiting to make gold. That was really cool. So now we're in gold tier 4. Now we're gonna keep moving right along. And as we go, guys, we'll probably make a few changes here and there to the deck, but won't try to take nearly as much time doing it. We're gonna get right into another game. mythic. Okay, so here we go again. We're with another 2-land hand. We got 3 temporary lockdown. Almost feels like Arena's trying to tell us something. Like, hey, you're gonna need all these in this matchup. It might be a 2-land hand, but you're gonna need all those lockdowns, I promise. And we go first. I mean, that is a great looking hand. We could have went with 1 less lockdown and had another land, and that would have been perfect. We just got into gold. Let's just see what happens. Okay, we're gonna start off with the anchorage. Okay, cool. We did find another land. Thank you, Arena. Do appreciate it. Maybe a mirror match here, or maybe it's a tokens deck. I guess we'll find out. I mean, the last one wasn't a mirror match either, but we'll see what happens. I like to think if they're playing blue-white, they're playing blue-white control. Okay, might as well play the tapped land into our untapped land the following turn. Counter that out of the way. Kutzil's Flanker, very good card. Oh, here we go. Alright. Simulacrum Synthesizer. So just real quick, when it enters a scry 2, whenever another artifact you control with mana value 3 or greater enters, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. Really don't like that card. We did find a Jace. They are tapped out. They have a Mirex. I would really like to go ahead and play the Demolition Field and get rid of the Mirex. So let's go ahead and do that because we don't want to have Mirex activations. Yep, we'll take action here. And now we'll play the Jace for 3.
Emotions are distractions. Focus on the facts.
We went ahead and plussed instead of minus because they went ahead and grabbed the card that they scried at the top anyways. Okay. So let's see. Good lockdown. We really need to find our Urza Silex here for this matchup, for sure. We might end up putting a third Urza Silex in our deck. So let's just lock down. And then we're gonna, they've got 45 cards, so we're gonna go to minus and see if we can find our
I will clear.
best friend. Did not find a Silex, but we did find something that'll help us. They very well may have a counterspell as well, but we're gonna try. Alright, so we don't want to kill off the Jace. We're gonna +1. And maybe we'll go ahead and activate the Anchorage. And then we're gonna see if we can find something like exactly like. Aw. Well, we could use it to draw a couple of cards as well. Let's just leave it there. We really need a Silex. We really do. Alright. Very nice. Let's see, we've got another clue token. There are 3 targets to pin with this lockdown. We won't be able to activate and swing in. We can still minus. We could go ahead and play temporary lockdown and just hold 3 steps ahead. So let's do that. They're not going to be able to activate their Mirex this turn, I don't think. Oh, they could actually. Well, not anymore. Okay, so let's -2 again.
We can improve upon your ideas.
Not exactly what we were looking for, but I guess it has to be okay. Alright, when Assimilation, I guess you can say Aegis, enters, exile up to 1 target creature until it leaves the battlefield. And then whenever it becomes attached to a creature, for as long as it remains attached to it, that creature becomes a copy of a creature card exiled with Assimilation Aegis. Sorry, I can't read today. Equips for 2. Let's go ahead and just counter this. But nah, you know what? Let's let it sit because it's just going to mean so much more to us to be able to find that. There's a Silex. So let's go ahead and draw a couple of cards. Still didn't find it. It's going to be beneficial to keep the Sunfalls and the Lockdowns. So unfortunately, we're going to have to get rid of one of our draw spells here. We'll get rid of the Union. Okay, well there's another Jace. They've got 34 cards. We're going to plus the Jace here. And
Become subdued.
we don't want to lose Jace. Because by the time Jace could get up to 5, we could actually mill this guy out. So I think we just want to try to hold on desperately. Pass a turn. Okay. Here we go again. Resolve. So we got 2 Sunfalls and a Lockdown to handle these tokens. Let's see, I guess we're just going to pass the turn. Yep. So we'll just go ahead and draw a couple. Okay, and Farsight Ritual, I think, would be a little bit more value as opposed to the Silver Scrutiny, just because we're going to have to pay 5 and draw 3 cards at instant speed, whereas we can dig 4 deep and pick 2 out of the 4 that we'd rather have in our hand. So we're going to drop the Silver Scrutiny. So that, again, that's going to be that card selection over card draw. Okay. So we also have a Get Lost that can handle these tokens. Let's go ahead and plus the Jace again and keep continuing on our same strategy. We'll play another temporary Lockdown.
Can be made to obey.
And it would have been nice to have had one more land. We could have played the Get Lost in that situation. And then we could have had the 4 mana left available for Farsight Ritual, which would have been a better play. Okay. So we're going to attack into Jace. And as it sits right now, we'd rather him not be able to do that. So we'll just get lost.
Surrender now,
So of course, as
and
soon as we play our
all
Get
live with our
Lost, they play a
lives.
Planeswalker.
You're coming with me.
Okay, how many cards do they have? They have 32. We could Sunfall. They're tapped out and they're not going to be able to make a token. So then we're going to plus here.
Organic minds are easily quelled.
Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and Sunfall. Okay,
I bought us some time.
so now they've got 3 10/10s on the board. They keep trying, don't they? They may be able to Mirror X again. Yeah, they'll be able to Mirror X here. Or they may want to. I don't know if they will. I think the best thing we can do is just go ahead and plus and sweep again. They have 31 cards left. We're gonna have to Sunfall. That's the obvious thing. If they counter the Sunfall, okay, here we go. So we're gonna plus Jace again. It would have been nice to have one more land. Okay, so yeah, Mirrex activation. They're gonna attack into Jace. So with the Eternal Wanderer, no more than one creature can attack the Eternal Wanderer each combat. You can +1, exile up to one target artifact or creature, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of that player's next end step. 0, create a 2/2 white samurai creature token with double strike, and -4 for each player, choose a creature that player controls. Each player sacrifices all creatures they control not chosen this way. So they're completely tapped out again, and they won't have any, like, they won't have their Mirrex token to be able to attack into Jace this time. And so since they're completely tapped out, we're gonna Sunfall everything plus our Jace, and then we're gonna hope that we can just mill him out this next turn. Go ahead and play a land. So if they don't have an answer here, which they could activate their Restless Anchorage.
I bought us some time.
Yep. So they're gonna go ahead and attack into Jace, because why not? That's what they're most afraid of.
Predictable and uninteresting.
Okay, so we could do the Farsight Ritual. How many cards did they have now? They have 28. Okay. We do have some activations here. We could go ahead and block a couple of them. Let's see if we can. We could see if we could find another Jace at the end of their turn, but we're gonna need to block for sure. +1 on this one. Let's see if we see another Jace with a Meticulous Archive. We do have a Get Lost up there. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that one. Alright, we're just going to pass. It would have been so great if they wouldn't have had the Anchorage to activate the swing in. We would have already won. Still haven't seen a Silex yet. Okay, so they're gonna exile one of my tokens. Perfectly fine.
You're coming with me.
Okay, and they're gonna go ahead and kick in an Anchorage. All right. So the Jace is gonna take 2. I really need to just use everything I've got here. We're going to activate this one. And then we'll activate this one. Okay. Resolve. Pass. Alright. We definitely need to block the 13. And we will also block the anchorage. That's a good thing they don't have trample, because then we'd be really hurting.
This won't affect our greater plans.
So now Jace is down to 2. It'd be really nice if we could draw into one. Okay, so we didn't find it. They have 27. Okay. And they've got a whole board. If we could, well, we have all 4 temporary lockdowns in play. -2 the Jace here.
The knowledge we acquired is still valid. No secret escapes my grasp.
So they are at 24. Play a land. We're not going to find anything. Well, let's go ahead and do draw off of the 3 steps. Okay, discard this. And that pretty much wraps it up for us, unfortunately. We'll play the Jace. See if they counter it. Which it doesn't really matter.
I'll take note of all your failures.
And we'll just go ahead and mill them out for fun.
Much noise. All your
Good game.
dreams were for
Alright.
nothing.
So we'll go ahead and concede this. So we got 2 losses and 1 win as of right now. We've made it to gold though. Thanks to our buddy. Okay. We'll go ahead and make a change really quick. We've seen a lot of decks that need us to be playing more Silex, so we're going to take Make Your Move out. We're going to pump Silex up to 3. We are still running 61 out of 60 cards. The only thing that changed with our mana base since the last time was adding another Mirex, and we went down on one of the basics in order to make that happen. So we are now going to go ahead and jump into another game, and hopefully we get on a winning train here, and just I really need that. We really need that, don't we? So, you know, I honestly did think going in that blue-white control was going to be terrible. But then I was like, you know what? There's going to be so many creature decks in this. Temporary Lockdown, Sunfall, No Witnesses, all those cards are going to have their place, most definitely, with more of an aggro-based, you know, standard, but that's not what we're seeing here lately. We will keep this for sure. Why are you so depressed, little buddy? Get up off of that rock. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the anchorage. I think that could be fine, or we could see if we could like get into a untapped land here. Let's do that. A sunfall. Don't really know what they're playing. Their sleeves are showing us that they're probably running green-red. Let's keep it. Alright, so it's a good thing we did keep the sunfall if they're going to be running lizards. So we'll get the tapped land down. And we're going to play the demolition field and get rid of their Cavern of Souls. Depending on what they play here. Okay. So they named Lizard for Cavern of Souls, and so basically, they get to choose a creature type, and then they add 1 mana of any color. They spend this mana only to cast a creature spell of the chosen type, and that spell can't be countered. So that's one of the annoying cards for control. And we'll pass. And see what they play after they attack. Awesome. Laughing Jasper Flint. It would have been nice to have been able to counter him, I'll tell you that. Do we draw a couple of cards? Since we're not really going to be able to counter much anyways, we could use one of the 3 steps to draw into a couple of things that we may need. Or we could just use a union. Yeah, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I know it's my go. I think we'll just go ahead and 3 steps. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll discard probably one of the scrutinies. Okay. And pass the turn. So the most annoying thing about Jasper Flint is that he takes cards from you. And luckily for us, they took a lockdown. Alright, so do we either... Okay, they're attacking for 8. It's going to take half her life. And we could... Let's just go ahead and gain that back. And hopefully they play another target for our Sunfall. Not that. Oh, there we go. That's perfect. Okay, so now we can play the Mirex and Sunfall everything. And we'll just play with this little crystal over here. It looks like a crystal. While they're making up their minds. Okay, another one. That's awesome. So we do have the token to be able to block. We could ritual at the end of their turn. I think that's going to be the move here. We'll pass the turn and then we're going to Farsight Ritual at the end. Dig through 4 cards and see what we can find. They have 48 cards in their deck right now. Okay. Wonder if they're going to go ahead and attack in. Oh. Okay, well they had like 5 cards in their hand, and I really wasn't expecting them to just quit. But we'll take it, and we'll move right on into another game here. I still have yet to see Silex, and that is confusing. We did put the 3rd one in. We'll see it eventually. Ooh, Dread. I don't know if I want to play you, man. We're gonna go first. Let's see. Meticulous Archive would be okay in order to keep this. We have the temporary lockdown. We're gonna need 2 cards before we can cast a Farsight. But we do only need 1 card to play a lockdown. We need 1 land. Let's see what happens, guys. Probably shouldn't have kept it, but you know. We ended up finding our land anyways. So now we're okay, right? Ooh. I think we want to keep that on top. Yeah, we'll keep it on top. I don't understand what this creature is. If you guys know, let me know. I have no idea. I have to look it up later. I've seen him around quite a bit lately. This is the first time I'm like, you know what? What is it, though? Still waiting on our opponent to make a decision. Okay, so he has a slick shot. That's what was taking so long. Demolition field. We could put the Jace out there as a distraction. So the last time I played up against Slickshot, we didn't even get our 3rd land on the battlefield, and they destroyed us. So hopefully this game goes a little bit differently. I'm thinking about throwing Jace out as a distraction, but if I do, we're going to lose a couple of life in the process. So I think what we're going to do instead is just pass and hope for the best, and then we'll temporary lockdown on their turn. Okay, yeah, they had the Monstrous Rage. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Create a monster roll token attached to it. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has trample. We'll let that one resolve. Resolve that. Okay, so what else you got? Is that it? Not that that's not enough. I'm just hoping that that's it though. Oh, okay. Wow. Alright. So we're down to 1 life here, guys. Mono red is just not playing around. I should have probably put Jace out there as a distraction. I feel like they would have just went ahead and attacked into me anyways. So they're definitely playing around us too. Slickshot Show Off kind of plays around us anyways with so you can plot him, pay 2. So plot, you may pay 2 and exile this card to cast it as a sorcery on a later turn without paying its mana cost. Plot only as a sorcery. So then basically the turn that you cast him, he comes into play, you get to play your other spells to pump him for free. Well, you play him for free so that you leave your mana open to be able to play some spells. And because he does get, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Slickshot Show Off gets +2/+0 until the turn. We're going to play a land and act like we're actually going to stay in this game long enough. And then they're just going to cast like a burn spell, and that's going to be it for us on this one. Or that. Good game. And, you know, when you can do like 20 damage in 3 turns, there's not really much we can do on that end of things. We could have, you know, if we would have drawn one of our Union of the Third Path, sure, we could have gained some life, you know? But even then, mono red is just extremely overpowered. Still working out the kinks in blue-white control to help us out with mono red. We have won a couple of mono red games, don't get me wrong. But Slickshot is just a beast. Okay, so we have a temporary lockdown. We do have the third path to be able to gain some life in case we are up against mono red again. What a username. Okay, so we're gonna keep this one. They have a pet rock. You know, with a username like they have, I'm not surprised that they have a pet rock. Okay, so we are up against mono red again. We're gonna see if we have any more luck. They're already way out ahead with having a land and a creature in play. Start off with the Sea Chrome Coast. Interact with the environment a little bit. Alright. So now, unfortunately, it would have been nice. It would have been a lot better if we had gone first. So now they've got the Slick Shot and the Monastery of Swift Spear in play. I'm sure they have a couple of things to be able to target these guys. Let's see. They just played... Okay, so +1/+0 and draw a card. We're going to let that one resolve because what we're looking to counter here would be the Monstrous Rage. Okay, so we'll let that one resolve as well. And see if they actually play the Monstrous Rage here, which is what we're waiting for. Okay, so they're just going to shock us for 2. And they still get the trigger, but it doesn't mean we have to take the other damage. Let's just go ahead and counter and at least save ourselves 2 life. Alright. It would be really beneficial if we could... Let's see, if we did play a land and we go up to 12, but they could just as easily get us down that much. So I think what we're going to do, guys, is we're just going to play the temporary lockdown. We do need to gain some life, but we can't do both. You know, they could end up just attacking us for the 2 and maybe not having another spell to target, but... And going back up to 12 life would be pretty helpful. We're just going to get the creatures off the board at this point. I know that they probably have another hasty creature in hand. Okay, get hit with a lightning strike. Okay, well, so we would have went up to 12, but with 2 lightning strikes in hand, plus the triggers that they would have gotten off their creatures, either way, we wouldn't have had that game. So hopefully we can just like get away from playing mono red. That would be awesome. But of course, at this level, it's probably just about all we're gonna see. With that being the case, let's put in a couple of Soul Partition in place of the couple of counter spells I just took out. Well, if I could spell it accurately. See if that helps us out a little bit. So mono red is probably our hardest competition, as I'm sure it is for a lot of different decks. Alright, so a couple of Jays, a couple of win cons, 3 steps ahead, you need to know the third path, be able to gain a little bit of life here. If we are up against mono red, I mean, Jace does a pretty good job against them, being able to give them -3, -0. Opponent is going first. It would be nice to draw into some earlier interaction. It would be nice to take a mulligan into some earlier interaction. I think we're just going to keep it. It could be a lot worse. Oh, here we go. A little bat. He's got a little bat over there hanging. We have the Urza Silex. This looks like they could be playing artifacts. I doubt it's a mirror match. I'm assuming that it's going to be artifacts. Nephilim. Okay. Fabled Passage. Can't wait to get my hands on a couple of those. Not necessarily for the blue-white control deck, but for some other decks that I've been working on. Okay, so they're probably holding up a counterspell of some sort, I would assume. What's up, buddy? Okay, so they don't like that it's their turn? Is that what's going on? Here we go on another break. Ooh, they're gonna play an angel. Up the Beanstalk. I do not like that card. We do have the Silex to do something with it later. We do have a counterspell to deal with whatever's going to trigger this thing. But I do get to draw a card off of it. I'm just going to let... You know what? We're going to draw a card as well. Okay, what do you got? Nothing. Cool, so now we've actually seen a couple of Silex. That makes me feel better, knowing that it wasn't just all in my mind, you know? Because I mean, I put them in there, just haven't seen them yet, so it's good to know I'm not going crazy. I'm just a little crazy, but not completely insane. We'll just go with that. Okay. Do we want to try a Jace? No, we're gonna pass. Sometimes I just want to get in a hurry and like play the Jaces already and be like, all right, I've got the Jace down. Let's go ahead and, you know, get a couple of them off the, right off the rip, you know. Let's get this game over with, but it does work in certain situations, and this is not one of them. Okay. You're gonna go searching for a land and gain some life after? I guess we can live with that, if you insist. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna hold on to both of the 3 steps ahead. I was actually thinking about, you know, using one of them as a draw spell, but I don't think we will. Okay, Mirex, that's nice. So they have the Cavern of Souls, and they've said Angel, so obviously they've got angels in there. This is like, what, some kind of domain ramp we got going on. Probably like have Atraxa in their hands somewhere. Got 47 cards right now in their deck. I think we just want to pass the turn and then hold up our counter spells, see what they do, and then if nothing else, we can activate the Mirex and start getting that line of offense going. Okay, we're gonna look for another land. So this is how they're ramping. So we definitely have domain ramp. Do we want to draw a couple of cards now? No, we do not. We have to hold off. We actually meant to go ahead and activate our Mirex. If we found we could... Man, I really do want to push for Jace. We could hold up the No More Lies and throw a Jace out now. They could potentially have a counter spell. Let's just push him. See, they got 6 lands over there. And their Angel, I mean, you know, if they play an Angel, it's not going to be able to be countered anyways. And I feel like if we found... So, we have 2 of the Jaces. We only need 1 more to finish this game off. We're going to try to push a Jace and see what happens.
Surrender your mind to Phyrexia's will. Retreat is the sensible action.
And then we could...
Nothing could be more vulnerable than...
We could just use the 3 steps ahead to draw into some cards on our next turn. Or at the end of their next turn. If we just find another Jace, we could go ahead and mill them out. Oh, they've got a Jace of their own. And they left 3 lands up because they knew we were holding on to the No More Lies. Good play, bub. Very nice.
plans are already in.
He's like, okay, well, you played your Jace, I'll play mine.
In time, all your hopes and dreams.
And let's see, what did we...
Nothing.
Okay, we have a Jace in the graveyard that we activated. So we still have the other two in our deck as of right now. So it would have been okay to have held up a counter spell. I think we'll just do what we talked about earlier. We're gonna see what they play, and then if we don't counter anything, even if so, we could still play the other 3 steps ahead to draw a couple of cards. It would be nice to go ahead and draw with both of them, try to find a Jace. We have 6 lands in play. They got 25 cards right now. But we would need 8 land to go ahead and drop both Jaces and get 30 cards out of them. So here's Atraxa, and Atraxa can't be countered. Is that right? Can be countered, yes. So that's gonna trigger their Up the Beanstalk. We're gonna go ahead and draw some cards. There's the other Jace we need. I think having Urza Silex is good. We need another land. So we have the 2 Jaces, we have a land. Let's get rid of a Sunfall. Okay, allow that to trigger. Yep, resolve the Atraxa. So, Flying Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink. When Atraxa Grand Unifier enters, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. For each card type, you may put a card of that type from among the revealed cards into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Artifacts, battle, creature, enchantment, instant, land, planeswalker, and sorcery are the card types, of course, that it's choosing from. And they have 22 cards. Okay, if we can find an untapped land, then we would be able to play... Okay, let's go ahead and look for the untapped lands. Okay, unfortunately we did not hit it. Let's do... They have another Atraxa. They also have a Leyline Binding. We need the land either way. Let's get rid of the No More Lies. Okay, we do have the untapped land here. If we went ahead and played a Jace and did the -5, then it would target player mills 3 times X cards. So that's going to be 15, and then another 9, which would be 24. That's going to be enough, but do they have a counter spell? I mean, is that the risk we're willing to take here? I feel like if we played the first Jace, that they'd probably try to counter that one. Let's play Jace anyway. Let's just go ahead and do it. It doesn't look like any of the cards in their hand lit up, which is most of the time a telltale sign that they have something to play in response.
Stop us. I will iterate.
There are ways to hide that though, and you know, he seems like he's been playing for a little while. We're gonna go ahead and just see if we can push this through. Okay, so there we go. I really did think that he was holding that 2 mana up because he had counter spells in there as well. So We're just really happy that he didn't have it, right? So people are still out there running domain ramp. It hasn't gone away. I was kind of hoping that that one would have dwindled. But we usually do a pretty good job, especially when we play Jace as a win con against them. So yeah, if you would like to know, right-clicking a card during a game to zoom in, you know, that does help, especially when you're streaming, you know, being able to show your viewers more of an enlarged version of the card. What is with these two-land hands, guys? We have seen a lot of two-land hands today. And there is nothing temporary about that. It just, you know, it's constant. We can't even play our No More Lies off of this. And we go first again. I guess we're going to go ahead and take a mulligan. That's a little bit better. We can go ahead and get rid of the island and try to keep whatever gas we've got in hand. Start off with an anchorage. And there's no interaction in this battle scene right here. There is no interaction whatsoever. I don't think. Like, you can click on the trees. I don't, you know, that's about it. Click on, you know, things around, but you can't, like, really break anything. And there's no pet. They have no pet. What do their sleeves look like? That doesn't really tell us a whole lot. They did play a mountain, so that's also... okay, it looks like they're mono red. Never mind, I see the ruckus now. So it's a good thing we've got No More Lies in hand. It's a good thing we've got the Union of the Third Path to be able to gain a little bit of life. It would have been nice to have kept the temporary lockdown in our opening hand, but... Really? Ren's Resolve. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until end of your next turn you may play those cards. I don't really like it. I don't really like it at all. We're gonna let it resolve. My turn. Awesome. We got some instant speed removal in our hand, as well as No More Lies, sorry. And the Union of the Third Path to be able to gain some life here in a little while. They have Ruckus as well as Resolve. Cool. That part's actually kind of cool. Pass here. And then we'll end up playing the Jace whenever we actually have a target to give -3/-0 to. Alright. Exile the top 2 cards? Sure. Okay, they want to do a Phoenix check. We're going to say no. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pass. And then at the end of their turn, hopefully we can just go ahead and Union to try to find our 4th land. They want to say Phoenix check again, sure. And then they're going to want to target it with their things and stuffs. How many things and stuffs are you going to play? Oh, a Rage, okay. Anything else? What else are you going to try to target it with? If you're just hitting us for 4, that's okay. Alright, Union. Okay, cool. Let's do Archive? It is an untapped land, and then we could play Silver Scrutiny on the following turn. Yeah, sure, let's leave it. This music is so intense, Magal. Don't you think so? A lightning strike? Yeah, sure. We're still at 18. We're doing okay. We're doing just fine. Doing better than pickled eggs over here. Alright, what are you going to target him with this time, sir? Or ma'am? What you going to do, Magal? It kind of sounds like something a bird would say, right? Magal! Demonic Ruckus. 2 of them, if you win it. So I guess he doesn't have any other creatures in his hand. We're going to just go ahead and Union of the Third Path again. Draw a card. Okay, so now we're just going to hold up our land for Silver Scrutiny, draw a few cards. If we need to do something about what's going on, we still have to get lost, and we do have a hard counterspell 3 steps ahead, so we're looking okay. Sure, we'll take the damage from the shock. Why not? For some reason, they don't like us to get above, 17, 18. They're like, nah, 18's the cutoff right there. Like, that's all they get. So, I understand. It's just kind of funny. You build in these rules are like, okay, if they gain more than 17 life, we gotta take them down a peg. All right, let's see what they target them with, if anything. Okay, just another 2. We'll take it. Magal. Oh, Magal. We're gonna go ahead and Silver Scrutiny. Very nice. Well, now we can do all kinds of things and stuff. So we're just gonna pass. Can you do a lot of things and stuff over there, Magal? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Just gonna go ahead and attack in again. What if we just get lost? What if we just make you get lost here? Okay, now we'll Farsight. I wish we could cast it with Bargain. Okay, so how about another Get Lost and a Sunfall? Go ahead and play one of the Anchorage. How many cards do they have? They have 42. Okay, we'll just pass. We almost have enough land to cast 2 Jaces. So, we're not in too bad a shape. Okay, and I kind of figured, they're like, I have a couple of cards in hand, I don't really have any creatures, and he's been drawing cards nonstop, and it's very intimidating, when you're down to just a couple of cards, you're up against control, and they've got a whole, they've got a 7-card hand, and that's the name of the game, right? Trying to keep cards in your hand, regardless of if you're playing control, aggro. I mean, having a way to draw cards. If you don't have a way to draw cards in your deck, find a way to draw cards. If you had to add another color, whatever, find something that draws you some cards. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and jump into another one. So again, What is your favorite side with peanut butter and jelly? I know I keep coming back to that, but I really want a peanut butter and jelly, and sour cream and onion chips. I mean, the Lay's sour cream and onion chips with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich would really, that would just make today golden. All right, so we've got No More Lies, Temporary Lockdown, 3 steps ahead. So we've got a counter spell. We've got a way to sweep some early creatures. We've got some ways to draw cards. We've got 3 lands. We've got a demolition field to get rid of a creature land. I mean, what else do we want, We're gonna keep it. Oh, I love this little guy. Dance, buddy. No. What are you doing? How rude, man. At least ask permission. You didn't even take me out to dinner. Alright, cool. Alright, little pet, do a little dance. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the archive. It looks like they're probably playing mono black. Oh yeah, the sleeves are pretty cool. Here's a Silex that we're probably gonna need. We're gonna leave that right where it is. Cool. They did take our counter spell, so I don't know what they're waiting on though, unless they're just planning on casting a Liliana right off the rip, because I know that they're gonna get to 3 lands before we get a chance to counter it. That's probably the case. Oh, okay. Creature. Sure, why not? Maybe we go ahead and play the Silex now. That could be... yeah, we're gonna do that. Dance, buddy. Alright, what is he gonna take? Okay. We're gonna have to... well, I mean, honestly, Lockdown's not gonna do anything for us, so they can have it. Alright, so I think we just go ahead and play the island. We could Farsight Ritual at the end of their turn, or we could Union to try to, mitigate some of the damage we're going to take. I don't want to rip the Silex too early, especially because, I'm waiting on Liliana. I think we're just gonna pass a turn here. So we take 7, go to 11. Because they did not do anything else, that was just surprising. They're leaving all their land open. They've got 5 cards in hand. Let's go ahead and ritual. A Sunfall would be pretty cool. No More Lies is pretty cool. We do have 2 Jaces as well. And then we don't have anything for creature lands currently. Do I want to be greedy and take both Jaces? I probably do. And then if I activate this, then they're probably just going to turn around and play a Liliana. But if I do nothing, they're going to... well, I mean, I could always Union at the end of this turn. How many cards do they have? 47. So let's... If I had another Silex, it wouldn't be so hard of a choice. I'm just going to pass a turn here and try to mitigate the damage with Union of the Third Path. And then we'll eat some candy while we sit here and wonder why we made that decision. Okay. I'm ready for your attacks. I'll go ahead and Union now. Another demolition field. We do have a Mirror X as well. They're not going to play anything else because they see that the Silex is on the board. If we played another land, we could also play Jace and hold up a counterspell. So we'll play the Mirror X. Go ahead and clear everything out. That's going to cost 4 though. Okay. If we had one more land, we could pull it off. Let's just go ahead and activate it. We're going to auto-pay the 2 as well. We'll find a Jace. So now they're probably going to play a Liliana. No? Okay. Preacher. And a Liliana. Okay.
Enough with the mysteries. You
So now we'll go ahead and discard a... I guess we're going to have to go with the Demolition Field. Although... we could just play both Jaces this coming turn and then play a Jace the following turn and then just be done with this game. And no, because we only have 6. We could have 7. We'd play a Jace this turn and then a Jace the following turn and keep both the lands. We'll get rid of this. Okay, we would have had it either way. So we'll play a Jace this turn.
Plans are already in motion. More efficient. Nothing could be more vulnerable than your...
And then next turn we should be able to win this unless they may, like, I'm sure they'll, as long as we get the hold on to Jace, we'll be okay.
We all have things we love.
Alright guys, so we won the game. That's pretty awesome. That's one of the reasons why I like Jace so much as a win condition, because like if you're in those situations where you're just like, man, how am I gonna get out of this? You find a couple of Jace and then all of a sudden you pull the win out.
Plans are already in motion. More efficient. I pull one thread and your entire mind.
Okay, so there it was. Go to rank up to gold tier 3. Very exciting. We are playing, this series, trying to rank up to mythic. If you guys have been following along, I do appreciate it. If you've seen, the progress we've made, it has been a lot of going back and forth with making, different changes to the deck. I think having the 4 Jason there, especially against black discard, as well as domain ramp. Some of these other mid-range decks, you know, I think that having the 4 Jace is really helping us pull out some wins. Once they start getting going, we did hold them off and on that last game, just because they were afraid to play with having the Urza Silex on the board. So they just held on to a lot of things, and I knew that they had the Liliana in their hands, right? And they were like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and keep these few creatures in play, you know, force him to deal with them, and then I'll go ahead and make some bigger plays. And I'm just really glad that they tapped out and didn't have anything else to be able to actually look at our hand to take one of the Jaces out of it, because obviously, you know, it would have been a much different outcome. Get Lost, Locked Down, Farsight, Jace. We don't have the other white source that we need. It's not a bad hand overall, and the opponent is going first, so that kind of gives us a chance to draw into, you know, another white source. We're gonna keep this. This is one of my favorite scenes, by the way. Why is this mouse always so depressed? He perks up when we start playing. Magic is life for this guy. And, you know, I really do enjoy it as well. But I do love this this scene. Murder mystery. I have played a lot of Clue in the past, I will say that. Okay, so start off with the archive. Hopefully we can see about a mana source here. Another temporary lockdown is not a bad call either, but I mean, we just need a way to play it. We're going to keep it on top because I feel like we are going to need that, especially with the fact that they started off with a mouse, and now we know that they're playing Boros. And there's Emberheart Challenger, so yeah, we're going to need them. Okay. I think we just maybe get lost the Emberheart Challenger next turn. Or on their turn, sorry. So we've got a jump rope over here. We got a neon outline. We've got a knife over there in the corner. We've got broken glass and a knocked over candlestick. Resolve. Attack with everything. We'll go ahead and get rid of one of them. Okay, so we could Union. We could actually play Jace and lock down the Challenger, but then they're just going to probably pump it up and attack into him, so that's not what we're going to do. We are going to hold on to our Jace and wait to play Union of the Third Path. I don't think the mouse is cooler than my ghost. My ghost has a sword. My ghost also has a lantern. My ghost also has a crown. How are you competing with that? Okay. So Mabel gets around temporary lockdown. We didn't have a way to counter Mabel. We're going to go ahead and gain some life now. So now at least we could go ahead and play a Get Lost on the Mabel. Or we could go ahead... Yeah, we're going to have to play Get Lost on the Mabel. We would gain 6 life, go to 18, but then they're attacking for 9 already without anything else. So I think we could just go ahead and get Lost to Mabel now. Actually, I don't know, because that's just going to give them more map tokens. Let's just pass. Maybe we wait till they attack and then get Lost to Mabel. I think that would be alright, mate. I'm not really sure. So they're going to play Flowerfoot. And then mice you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Whenever this creature becomes a target of a spell or ability you control for the first time. Okay, okay. So let's go ahead and take the Mabel out now. And now it would be so nice if we could play the lockdown. If we had a lockdown right now, we'd be in this. But we had to play the Get Lost last turn. We're at 8 currently. It'd be so nice if we had that other white source. We could gain the life, or we, well, 2, 4. Maybe at 2. We're gonna have to play a Union of the Third Path and just hope for a white source. We could have played Jace and given one -3, -0. I mean, they're sitting on 4 map tokens over there. And, you know, I like to, every once in a while, throw Jace onto the battlefield as more of a distraction. But with me being down to 8 life, I doubt that they're going to go ahead and swing in a Jace. You know, I don't think that that would be very likely. And of course, all the mice are going to get a pump off of targeting this mouse. So we probably should have went ahead and taken him out, but that's 3, 6, okay. And then he's going to equip as well. And then use the map tokens to try to get some more damage out of them. Okay. If we would have only had temporary lockdown. So 4, 8, 12, 15, we can gain 6. We're only going to go to 14. Yeah. So I feel like I made a couple of mistakes there, you know, without planning to get lost before all the creatures got the pump. But, you know, Offspring does make a copy of it, so he would have been able to do the same thing by targeting the copy. We didn't have a counter to be able to play there. I mean, it was solid. We had the 2 temporary lockdowns. You know, if we would have been able to find another white source, we would have been doing. The whole game would have been different. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into another game. Without further ado. And we knew what the deck was going in, and as soon as they played a mouse, I was like, okay. And then they played we knew exactly what was going on. I really wanted to be, you know, keep the lockdown, but I knew we were going to need the other white source. I was just really hoping that we'd be in a situation to where we'd have been able to, you know, maybe draw into it with Union of the Third Path or something like that. The opponent does go first. That means we're going to be able to allow to draw first. We got a couple of lands in hand, but we do have the No More Lies, and we do have a temporary lockdown. Since we are not going first, I think that, you know, we have a better chance of being able to draw into what we need by the time turn 3 comes around. So we're going to go ahead and keep. I hope that makes sense. I know that for a lot of you it does, and then if you're brand new, you know, I'm trying to help out as much as possible with some of these different things and different ways of thinking about thinking through your opening hand. So Meticulous Archive is showing us a Sunfall. What did they play? So it looks like so far we've got Celestia, green, white. Okay. Let's see. Let's keep the Sunfall. So the little mice do wear different hats and clothes. I mean, that's pretty neat. See, if my ghost were to swing his sword like that, I feel like he'd be a little bit more cool. Unfortunately, he doesn't. He just looks at his lantern, unfortunately, and then he disappears. Can you disappear? Nope. All you can do is swing your little sword. Not saying that that's not cool. Okay, so they played a Cavern of Souls. They have black, and then they... Okay, elk. Gotcha. Okay, and we do not have a demolition field right now to be able to get rid of the cavern. Let's play the tapped land. Well, no. Yeah, let's play the tapped land first. The reason why I was going to go ahead and play an untapped land and play Union of the Third Path during the end of their turn. I just kind of wanted to get it out of the way. We can't counter this, obviously, because of the Cavern of Souls. So they got Angel on one, they've got Elk on the other. So it has to resolve. So we have Urza's Silex, which is pretty awesome. So just in case they... Well, the thing is that if we do throw it out there, though, they're just, you know, going to play around it. So I think what we're going to have to do is we might have to wait till later in the game before this actually is worth anything. We're going to sweep with Sunfall as soon as we get there. I think what we're going to do is just play Union and then play the land, just so we get the most value off of it. You know, I've been going back and forth on Biza, whether or not to put it in my deck, but it's 4/4/4/5. When Biza the Bounding Spring enters, create a treasure token if an opponent controls more lands than you. You gain 4 life if an opponent has more life than you. Create 2 1/1 fish, blue fish creature tokens if an opponent controls more creatures than you. And draw a card if an opponent has more cards in hand than you. So there's definitely a lot of value that comes along, you know, with Biza entering the battlefield. But honestly, the couple of times that I used Biza or Beza, or however you say it, in playtesting, I just wasn't getting, you know, all the value the majority of the time. Of course, like, being a control player, trying to keep cards on my hand, like, typically, like, I have more cards in hand than my opponent. Even when I'm playing it, you know, because most of the time, discard decks are discarding their own cards as well, especially with Liliana. But, you know, I will argue as well that it is, you know, a body on the field that does a lot of cool things that can attack into planeswalkers that are annoying you, so we do have that. We're going to go ahead and play a Demolition Field and a Sunfall. Let's see what else they get into. I'm curious. I mean, we've seen an Angel, we've seen an Elk. Let's see what's in there. So, Exile, yeah. So an Angel and an Elk. Archangel of Wrath, that's another good card. 4 for a 3/4. Kicker for black and red. So kicker just means you may pay an additional cost as you cast this spell. So if you pay the 2 and 2 white, you can also pay an additional 1 black or and an additional red, both or either or. When Archangel of Wrath enters, if it was kicked, it deals 2 damage to any target. When Archangel of Wrath enters, if it was kicked twice, it deals 2 damage to any target. So that's a really cool card. Of course, we've been seeing Archangel of Wrath for those of you that are familiar with Magic. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and pass and try to play a Farsight at the end of their turn. Okay, so it is. So Domain, Herd Migration. So this is why they, you know, one of the reasons why, if not the only reason why, they refer to it as Domain Ramp. Migration Herd. Or Herd Migration. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. We'll probably see another one of those. But basically, create a 3/3 beast creature token for each basic land type among lands you control. You can pay 2 and discard it, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle, and you gain 3 life. Pretty awesome card with a lot of value as well. We cannot counter the Atraxa. We're going to let it resolve. So it looks like they have revealed 2 Archangels and a Biza, which means that they can only search for creatures. And I'm just wondering how many creatures they actually have here. So this is what was revealed to us. Okay, so they actually revealed more than that. That's what was... Okay, I get it now. We'll go ahead and we'll Farsight Ritual first here. And we could... Might as well go ahead and get rid of our token because Atraxa has flying anyways, and it's not like we're going to be, attacking in for 2. We've got another Sunfall, another Silex. We probably will need the Jace. I think Jace is going to be a good call either way. And then maybe just to get lost to deal with the single Atraxa here. Okay, so now we can go ahead and play the Get Lost. I think we could go with Union of the Third... Well, we could go with Union of the Third Path and see if we can find a land to play this turn. Okay, we did not. We're going to play the Get Lost on Atraxa. We're going to discard a No More Lies. That way we're tapped out and they feel comfortable playing some things. And then we do have our Silex as well as our Sunfall still in hand. Okay. So Ancient Cornucopia is 3, 2 and a green for an artifact. Tap and add 1 mana of any color. Whenever you cast a spell that's 1 or more colors, you gain a life for each of that spell's colors, but it only happens once each turn. So now that they've got an artifact and a creature in play, I mean, we're not really too worried about Beza at the current moment, just because we are at 31 life. They have 37 cards. I feel like by the time we get to our 8th land, we should have a couple of Jaces in our hand, and we should be able to mill them out. I think we go ahead and play the Silex now, though. Just to kind of like keep them from wanting to play a whole bunch of creatures and getting things, and just having them come into play just to be destroyed. I would like to try to stave them off for a couple more turns to try to find a couple more land. And if we can find that second Jace, we'd be doing really, really well. Sure. Restless Ridgeline does give another target attacking creature +2/+0 when it attacks, so this is one of those creature lands that we've been talking about. Of course, I do have the Demolition Field in play to be able to deal with it. And now we have a Get Lost, so that can definitely deal with the Ridgeline the next time they try to cast it. I think we're just going to pass the turn and probably discard the No More Lies. That's not really going to help us out anyways. We could use the 3 steps ahead to try to get a couple more, to help us try to find a couple more lands. So before it attacks, we're going to get rid of this Ridgeline so it doesn't give the +2/+0 to Beza. And let's see. This is artifact. I don't think he's going to get anything, like if we were to soul partition that, but it's fine, we'll just take it. So we're just gonna go ahead and draw a couple of cards. There we go. Doing a little bit better. We definitely needed the land. Temporary lockdown. I mean, yeah, it's not really going to do us a whole lot of good, so we're going to get rid of that. And we still have the Sunfall in case they want to play another creature. I would rather not play the Sunfall with just having one creature in play. It looks like they may have a way to get rid of the Silex, though. They kind of eyeball it here and there a little bit. But of course, we want to get the full, you know, full value out of it. With that being said, like, we want to pay 4, tap and exile it, and then pay the additional 2 to go find another Jace to be able to get this game locked out. So we're still a couple of land away from being able to make that happen. But if we leave up our 5 mana, we could play the Scrutiny and draw a few cards. Try to get a little bit closer. We can handle another attack from Beza. They'll probably try to pump him off of the map tokens. And again, like having Urza Silex in play, you can see like how timid they are to put anything else on the battlefield. Isn't that right, Optimus? I kind of like, you know, Beza though. Like an elk, it kind of looks like it just, the garden had a malfunction. So herd migration, they're going to go ahead and put in a bunch of 3/3s, it looks like. And I think what they're doing is they're just trying to force us to play, to use the Silex. Sure. I mean, as long as they don't have haste, we're okay with it, you know? I mean, they can't attack this turn, so I think we're in pretty good shape. And now when we Sunfall, we actually have, you know, a decent amount of targets. We're going to draw a few like we were talking about earlier. Okay, so we found another land, we found another Scrutiny, so that's going to help us out to find Jace here in a little bit. We have the 7th land in play, we just need one more. They're down to 33 cards. By the time they're down to 30 cards in their deck, we should be able to find our second Jace, our second land, and the game should be done. So we're going to Sunfall. So the ancient cornucopia does trigger. They have a ley line binding. And they're going to take the Silex, which is fine. That's what they were trying to do, is trying to force us to activate the Silex. But we still get to pay the 2 and find the Jace off of the Silex, which is something else that they don't realize. And now we'll discard, I guess, Soul Partition, honestly. And they're not playing colors in which they're going to be able to counter our Jaces. Okay, so they do show an island. But they don't have any blue sources on the battlefield at the current moment. Okay, up the beanstalk. Sure, why not? I mean, they're getting a lot of value off of Atraxa. But, it's not really going to matter. If we draw one more land, I mean, we pretty much have this game. And there it is. So we have one.
I've already read your thoughts. You won't stop us.
We'll just go ahead and hit him with a good game.
All your hopes and dreams.
And town ain't big enough for the 2 of us. And of course, when a planeswalker enters a battlefield, we have priority, so while we're going ahead and using our first ability, there's nothing that they can do. It automatically happens with the way that the planeswalker priority works. So we win again. Climbing up gold tier 3 at the current moment. Hope you guys have had an awesome day, though. My day has been pretty blah, to be honest. Just like, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just felt like I got hit by a truck this morning, if that makes any sense. Like, I just want to, like, lay around, you know what I mean? But typically, I'm not that way. I don't just like to sit around or lay around. I do have, only so many days off work, so I like to get the most out of my days that I possibly can. And unfortunately, today has just been kind of like I'd rather just stay in bed all day kind of day, for whatever reason. Alright, so temporary lockdown, awesome. 69 stories high. So we've got 69 stories high over there. What kind of sleeves? Okay, looks like we got Rakdos. If that is the case, then temporary lockdown is not really going to help us out too much. But again, we do have a pretty solid hand. Might as well keep it. We have 3 lands in order to play our No More Lies, and our 3 Steps Ahead, and our Lockdown. So we have enough land to play everything that we actually currently have in it. So that's pretty awesome. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Alright, starting off with a carrot cake. What's up, buddy? Okay, Seacrum Coast and then pass. Obviously trying to play the No More Lies. They don't have anything, so it looks like they're mono white. Kinda strange. Pass a turn. Okay, create a 1/1 and scry 1. Very nice. So maybe I was wrong. I think we're gonna need the temporary lockdowns. We'll pass. So now what are they gonna do to pump them? Okay, creatures you control get +1/+1. So they're right. So far they've ran a bunch of commons. The fact that this is in there, I know it's kind of silly to counter it because it's like, dude, it's a common, it's a 2/2 common rabbit cleric. Like, are you really gonna counter this thing? But at the same time, like there's a reason why that card is in there. So we're gonna counter it anyway. Cool, cool. Cuckoo, cuckoo. We've got a Sunfall. Demolition Field. What if we just went ahead and played a Jace and forced them to do something to deal with it? Let's do that.
Phyrexia showed me the truth. Flesh, our plans are beyond your
What do you think of that, Mr. 69 Stories High? I just nerfed one of your rabbits. Okay, we got a little bit more fuel. They're gonna attack for 1 with a furry little creature. That's fine, we don't care. Oh, sure, why not? I'll take it. So now we can just give -3, -0 to this thing. It says your opponents can't cast spells during your turn whenever 1 or more creatures you control, each with power greater than its base power, deals combat damage to a player. Draw a card. So there's a little bit of value to be had off of this. We are still waiting for a Sunfall. And, you know, like, I would like to have one more target for one of the lockdowns. Plus, I want to hold up a counter spell. So with all that being said, I think we just go ahead and give Kutzil Malamet Exemplar -3, -0. And pass.
organic minds are easily quelled.
Alright, what you gonna do now, buddy? Hello, Governor. Are you just gonna quit? Let's have a battle. Let's have an epic battle. Okay, Mr. High? Let's just have an epic battle. Okay. You're gonna go ahead and create 2/1 rabbits off of this. Awesome. And then they're gonna attack for 2 into me. Okay. I'm not going to be able to play the 3 steps ahead to draw cards during their turn. So might as well just hold on to it. And so the Exemplar is, you know, causing that to happen. But we found it anyways, so we're going to go ahead and play the Sunfall. +1 the Jace, of course.
Our plans are beyond your comprehension.
Oh, how cute. Beauregard Mentor. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control, which right now, at the current state, well, is now 2. So, this costs 2. We do have our token down here. We no longer have to worry about not being able to play spells on their turn. And I don't think that they're going to want to attack into us anyways, so we're going to +1 lockdown. Well, I always say lockdown. But we're going to pretty much nerf this Intrepid Rabbit by giving it -3/-0 with Jace's +1 ability. And we're going to pass the turn. And then we're going to Silver Scrutiny at the end of their turn, hopefully. Okay, Patchwork. Creature type. Creatures of the chosen type get +1/+1. That's still not really like hurting us at all. And we can still activate this if we wanted to counter it. I don't think it really matters to us at all. Okay, so with this one, we're going to go ahead and counter it. Okay, go ahead and attack if you're going to. Yeah, sure. I mean, they knew that we were going to activate and block, right? So I just don't understand if they were going to quit, why they didn't just quit earlier. Okay, so we're almost to gold tier 2. Moving right along. And don't you guys be judging me either. I know that you've had days where you just didn't feel like, you know, I mean, everybody has them, right? Not saying that you are, but everybody has those days where they just don't feel like doing anything. Like, as long as I'm just sitting here hanging out with you guys, playing some Magic, yeah, sure, you know, like, I think I have enough energy for that. I'm going to go ahead and jump into another game. I keep saying the otter folk are playful and curious. They got that part right. Unforgivable. Nice. Soul Partition, Temporary Lockdown, 3 steps ahead, Silex. And we have 3 lands to play everything, as well as a Demolition Field to get rid of a creature land. I mean, I think it's okay. I think we're going to keep it. So we start off with the Seachrome Coast. Ooh, a Valet Might Collar. Okay. Not bad, not bad. I love the pet. You gotta love an Ornithopter. That is the coolest. Do we want to counter Phineas? Or, yes, we do. We can't. We do have a Soul Partition. They are going to go ahead and get the +1/+1 on their Valet Might Collar because they played a rabbit. But also they get the trigger if they play a raccoon or a squirrel. Temporary Lockdown next turn is going to be pretty good. I really would like to have 3 targets for the Temporary Lockdown. We could bounce this thing and make it cost 3 just to make them angry. We're gonna let it slide. Ooh, we found a Sunfall. So my question is, do we play the Lockdown now? Do we play the Lockdown now? We could play the Silex now. You know, I think we're just gonna... We could... You know what? Let's just lock down now. What's up, little Ornithopter? Okay. So we got a Quest Caller. We have... So we could play the tapped land this turn. Next turn we use the Sunfall. Try to take out few creatures that hopefully that they'll have in play by that turn. Maybe they're running a couple of creatures with some offspring. So for now, we'll pass the turn. We're not going to be able to counter this turn, but we could Soul Partition. We're not really going to need to when it comes to the Quest Caller, though. Okay, so another Valley Might Caller. No problem. We got another one of those guys in there? Okay, cool. And then attack for 2, sure. So now we have a Get Lost that we could use as some spot removal. So I think we could actually go ahead and play the Sunfall. Between Soul Partition and Get Lost would be fine to follow up afterwards, like as we play more creatures, because like the one thing we want to look at is if we Sunfall now, like, it doesn't make any sense. Especially with these decks being able to build up their board presence as quickly as they do. So like being able to Sunfall and then have a couple of follow-up plays, you know, for some spot removal for the follow-up drops. That's exactly where we want to be. We're going to play the Sunfall now. I do love the Enchanted Storybook scene. It's pretty awesome. I don't know, maybe some people refer to these things as like levels or whatever, but I really don't know what to call them. Just backgrounds, you know, battlefields, whatever you want to refer to them as. I call them scenes, but they're pretty sweet. So we got another Valley Quest Caller. We're going to pass the turn. Okay, maybe we're not gonna play anymore. Maybe they'll just quit. We'll see. Maybe if I do this, they'll quit. They're a little bit hesitant. I think they're starting to realize like, oh, okay, I'm down to 2 cards. This is blue-white control. I think I'm just out of this one. So maybe we win another one here? You don't have anything else to play over there, Mr. Unforgivable? Okay. Well, I'm sorry. It's a bad spot to be in. Okay, maybe we'll just gain a few life. We're gaining life, we're drawing cards, you've got 2 cards in hand, you don't have any creature lands on the battlefield. But we do. And honestly, I mean, I just want to hold on to the 3 steps ahead, leave the 5 mana open so that we can counter and draw a couple of cards as opposed to activating and attacking in this turn, so we're just going to go ahead and pass. And they're still being a little bit hesitant, so while they're taking a break, we'll take a break. Okay, so another land. They're passing the turn. I guess I'll go ahead and activate my creature token here. Meticulous Archive, let's see what we got. Okay, and no more lives, we don't really need that. We're going to throw that away. We're going to junk that. We're going to throw it in the trash. Okay, then I think we're going to play a... Nah, we're still going to hold up 3 steps and just attack in here. We're not going to activate our bird or do anything fancy. Although I'd really like to be fancy, we don't really need to be fancy. We just attack for 2 and let the dice fall where they may, right? Hop to it. Yes, absolutely. Let's counter this thing. Yeah, let's do that. That suits me just fine. Discard a basic, old, plain, boring island. How about that? Okay, so we have one of our another one, should I say, of our win conditions right here in our hand. Do we play the archive here, or do we get the anchorage going so we can attack with 2 of them next turn? I think we get the anchorage down. Let's go ahead and attack with both. We want to kind of get through our deck a little bit too to see if we can find another Jace or 2. Okay, we'll attack in. And we're going to go ahead and activate our map token. We're going to use the demolition field for that. Okay, cool. In turn. What do we got, opponent? What do we got? What are we waiting for? You got something that's going to get you back in the game? Exactly. And you know, and that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, you know, our opponent just did not have, we are at gold tier 2. Just letting that sit on the screen for a moment so we can take a little bit of pride about our gold tier 2. Of course, we are trying to get to mythic. We're not really too worried about gold, but hey, it's been a journey already so far. And if you guys have been following along, you know just how much of a journey it's been. We are trying to get to mythic with blue-eye control. At the current moment, we are running the series on, you know, how bad is blue-eye control at the current moment. You know, since rotation, and we've had a little bit of, we have some sad times and some happy, glorious moments so far. And if you've been a part of that, thank you so much for sticking around and hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. If this is your first time joining in, you know, of course, this is one of those types of series where you can just like jump in wherever, you know, but if you don't mind going back and watching through the whole series as well to give me some support, I would definitely enjoy that. You can also, you know, follow, like, subscribe, share, you know, all those kinds of things. Comment, definitely, you know, throw some comments my way. You can find me, Volition Reigns on YouTube. And, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into another couple of games here. And you can also find me on Kick. Alright, so we've got a couple of Jaces. We have 3 steps ahead, get lost. It looks like we've got... with their username like he has, I wonder what he's playing. What would he be playing? Mono red. He's probably playing mono red. I think we're going to keep the hand here. I would definitely like to see a temporary lockdown. We're going to keep the 7 and see what happens. Again, this is one of my favorite scenes, backgrounds, battlefields, again, whatever you want to call it. I love the music. I love the scenery. It's very peaceful, very relaxing. Doesn't remind me of a battlefield at all. Meticulous archive. I think we just want to leave the C-Chrome on top. Again, like, it would be nice to see a temporary lockdown, but we also need the land. And just as much. It's just as important, right? Alright, so they discarded a deadly cover-up. They played a hedge maze, so they're on green, blue, black. But you know, with that being said, they do have a red mana here. So it's hard to tell how many colors that they're actually running. I guess all of them would be my answer. We'll play another Seachrome Coast, and we're going to hold this counterspell, pass a turn. Okay, it does look like they're running all the colors. They've got blue, green, red, white, black. Yeah, and I'm sure they've got some artifacts and everything else in there too. They've got everything under the sun in their deck. Okay, do we want to go ahead and play a Jace now? Because I'm sure that they probably... I mean, they don't have 2 blue sources, but I'm sure that they probably do have No More Lies. I feel like they could have it. Let's just pass and hold up our 3 steps ahead. I do just love this scene though, like, it's fun to play in the water, a little bit of interaction goes a long way. Okay, so now they have a second blue source. I'm definitely not good. I do not feel comfortable at all playing the Jace currently. So we're gonna continue to hold up our 3 steps ahead. Okay, I think what we're gonna do now is play Farsight Ritual and just force them to deal with it if they're going to. Maybe try to get a counterspell out of their hands. Okay, so we could draw the 5th land. I don't know exactly what they're trying to get to, but obviously they haven't played anything yet, so don't think temporary lockdown is going to make any sense whatsoever. We're going to take the island and the 3 steps ahead. They don't have any creature lands in play at the current moment. We're going to play the island, and then now we have enough mana to be able to cast the 3 steps ahead, counter the spell, and draw the cards off of it. And I think we need to keep the Sunfall. Definitely need to hold on to the Demolition Field as well, and need to hold on to Jace. So this is pretty tough. Because I don't know what to discard exactly. I really want to hold on to Sylex just because I feel like this is one of those decks that is going to be playing a little bit of everything. So maybe we just go ahead and get rid of the Get Lost. The Sunfall, I think, actually, now that I think about it, they probably have some Planeswalkers in there, some kind of like 5-color control. Okay. So we don't necessarily need the No More Lies, I don't think. But it's nice to have. They still don't have any creature lands in play. They saw the Demolition Field and then they immediately started looking at their lands, so that makes me think that they might have some creature lands in there. Of course, like running all 5 colors, how do you not have a few? Just playing in some puddles. If we could, okay, so right now they've got 44 cards in their deck, and they're still leaving all their mana open. So we are in a situation to where we're gonna have to discard again, and Sunfall, I guess, is gonna be that choice for us. So we'll pass the turn, We'll discard a Sunfall. And hopefully they play something that... I just hope that they get restless and they're like, okay, this dude's not doing anything, I'm not doing anything. It's always, you know, whenever there's like a control matchup, it's always like, you know, which of us is going to move first? And he is trying. I think we're going to counter it and see if he'll just go ahead and pay for it. If he goes ahead and pays the 3, that would be perfect. And then we'll just counter it anyways. And now finally he's completely tapped out. If we had another untapped land, this would be so awesome to be able to play Jace. I mean, we're going to play him anyways, but I just mean, you know, getting a couple of them out there would be pretty awesome at the current moment. We'll just have to play our little restless Anchorage and throw Jace out there.
I've already read your thoughts. You won't stop us.
Where's his leg? Lieutenant Diane, did you lose your legs? I guess they're just really shadowed. I can't see Jace's legs on here. Yeah, let's go ahead and just minus Jace here, because why not?
In time,
We're trying to win. And now that I'm tapped out, maybe that'll, like,
mind unravels.
you know, give him some courage to go ahead and play some things out of his hand. Maybe tap out again. Maybe we draw into a Jace and we go ahead and finish milling him out. That would be amazing. He does have 27 cards left in his deck at the moment. He did not do anything. He left all of his cards untapped because he's afraid now. He's like, oh, he played a Jace. All right, no. Now I'm going to sit here with my lands untapped the whole rest of the time. And of course he passes again. So I guess we just Union of the Third Path. They're okay with us doing that. Okay, cool. We'll play a land and pass as well. And we're just going to play the stubborn game. I like the stubborn game. Alright, an archive. Let's see if we actually find something that's worth a while. Ooh. Not worth a while, but worthwhile. Don't know why I said worth a while. Is it worth a while? Playing Control is worth a while. We're just two peas in a pod over here playing some Control. And it's taken forever. I do apologize. When I get bored, my mind just starts just going, man. 3 steps ahead. 3 steps ahead. 3 steps ahead. Do I want to? Yes, I do, because we're playing against Control. I really just want a Jace. I really just want this game to be done. I really want you to go down to 15 cards in your deck. That would be amazing. But we're not getting anything done by just passing the turn back and forth. Okay. We need to get them to tap out somehow. You know what? Let's play a Silex. Okay. Apparently, he liked it. Hello, how are you? Well, what's up? Is that Lena Romo 5? let's see. We have got to be crazy to continue to play this game. I think we're just going to be here all day. Okay, so let's see. Do we want... We don't really care if he takes it, but I mean, it would be nice to find another Jace with it. We do have another Sylex in hand, and I'm sure he's got a counterspell for our counterspell. We could also just get lost the binding. We're just really trying to find another Jace. Oh, but never mind. We get it anyways. So, we have 2 Jaces, we have the game win in hand. If we can't get them to... Oh, thank you. Finally. Finally. So he can't be countered, right? Or is that what... Yeah, can't be countered because of Cavern of Souls. Really? Oh, he snuck it in on me. He snuck it in on me. Sure, let's go ahead and let it resolve and then try to hit it with a get lost. Oh, but wait, it has hexproof. My bad. Let's go ahead and take this out then. And see if they let that happen. We're just really trying to get them to tap out. Okay, how about you activate the other map token as well? No? Cool. So we've got a 6/6 Niv Mizzet Supreme Taco. And do we want to activate the Sylex and grab yet another Jace? Or do we want to try to just like finish the game out now? I think we play a Jace now. Negate? I think we're just gonna have to counter it. If we counter for 3, we leave 2 open, and that doesn't really do anything. Unless, well, let's just go ahead and counter draw. It's weird that it made me choose. Like, sure, I'll counter my own spell.
Emotions are distractions. Focus on the facts.
Alright, so they're down to 8 cards. We're gonna do an island. Hopefully they tap out again because now they have a whole handful of things and stuff. Maybe that's gonna, you know, plus we also do have the Sylex still on the field, and they've been looking for a way to get, or to take care of that. So if we could just get them to tap some of their land. Hopefully they have something really big they want to play. What do they have? Okay, ill-timed explosion, lightning helix. They have a couple lightning helix in hand. Make your own luck, as well as okay, a couple of make your own luck, a couple of ill-timed explosion, a couple of lightning helix. Gotcha. So they are tapping their mana, which is good news for us. So look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may exile a non-land card from among them. If you do, it becomes plotted. Put the rest in your hand. Okay, so you paid 5. That's perfect for us. We're going to play a Jace, and then we're going to counter your counter next turn. So, by all means. Okay. Are you going to tap any more? That'd be awesome. That would just guarantee us the win. We really would like a guaranteed win. We've been doing a lot of winning lately. That's very nice for us. So, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to win the game here. Okay, so with this counterspell, they are leaving 1 mana open. Are they going to... Okay, there we go. And we had to win the whole time. And that's exactly what we were just talking about, right? Like with control decks, when you're in a control mirror like that, it's basically just... As long as you're both drawing the lands that you need, you know, because you don't want to get behind your opponent in land count if you are playing control. So if you're in a control matchup, basically it's whoever can last through the stubborn game the most. And in that matchup, we were able to remain a little bit more stubborn than they were, and we were able to pull out a win. They started tapping down their lands, leaving some lands open for their counter spells, but we also had the follow-up counter to make sure that our Jaces got through to be able to pull out a victory. So, moving right along, we're still on our way to Mythic here. This is probably going to be the last game that we play, depending on how it goes for the day. But we'll see. You know, we'll see how what happens. I mean, obviously, if the game's like 2 minutes long, we'll jump into another one. But this very well may be the last game of the day. All right. Get Laws to Union. It would be nice to have the other blue source for 3 steps ahead, but opponent is going first, allowing us to draw into it. The last time we did this, we did not find our blue source, and it really... Or, I'm sorry, our white source, I do believe. And it really messed with us because we weren't able to play the temporary lockdown. But with this being mostly white as far as our mana, and then mostly white as far as our spells, I mean, it does line up pretty well. And we do have a couple of opportunities to try to find that other blue mana to hold up 3 steps ahead. So let's just keep it. We got a game here against Drulos, or maybe the 2 L's are a Y. Druyos. I'm not really sure. Okay, so they've got their own meticulous archive. And they threw a demolition field into the graveyard, so it looks like this could be a mirror. We haven't seen too many mirrors. I think we might have seen one other actual mirror deck, I want to say. Mirror. Oh no. I think we're going to play the Waste. Okay. That's looking a little bit better. We're going to go ahead and get our other blue source down on the field now. Okay, so like I said, guys, you know, if the game was going to last only about a minute or two, we'd go ahead and play another one. And, you know, we're only 1 game away from ranking up to gold tier 1 anyways. Well on our way to getting up to the next rank here. We're in tier 2. We're getting ready to hit the next tier. Sorry, and I just hope that we're not going up against Mono Red with a bunch of slick shot in this next game, and I think we might actually get there. Sentinel of the Lost Lore. When Sentinel of the Lost Lore enters, choose 1 or more. Return target card you own in exile that has an adventure to your hand. Kinda cool. Put target card you don't own in exile that has an adventure on the bottom of its owner's library. Cool. Exile target player's graveyard. Ooh. That's actually a really You know, I haven't seen this card at all, and that's sad. I mean, even when like the spoilers and everything else that come out for different sets, of course, like I follow along with all of that, right? But somehow or another, I overlooked this card completely. I don't think I've seen it one time, but it's pretty cool. Anyways, we'll jump into another game. Take another sip of my juice. It's actually just water. Oh. It's not juice. During a draft with other players, so draft is something that I haven't really played a whole lot of recently. Usually, like if I'm doing a draft tournament, some kind of like sealed, of any type, whether it be like a pre-release draft, whatever the case is. Generally, I'll do those in person because they're so much fun. Especially, I enjoy them a lot more in person. So Get Lost, No More Lives, Lockdown, Silex. We have a good amount of different situations kind of like taken care of to a degree. We also have the Demolition Field for those creature lands. And this is looking pretty good. I think we'll keep it. Whoa, hi. How's it going over there? What's up, buddy? Big old plant creature over there. That's pretty awesome. So do we have Golgari, I'm assuming? Show me the green land, show me a forest. Okay, maybe not. Oh, that's rough. I am not a fan of Heist, as I'm sure none of you really are. What a terrible card. I don't like it. It's a great card. It's fine. I do like your pet. I hate that card. Good thing we have the Demolition Field. And Duress. Okay, why not? Take the Get Lost so you can play your Planeswalker next turn. Alright, before they activate the Mirax, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of it. Yes, we would like to go ahead and search for a basic land as well. Thank you. Ugh. And a preacher. Ugh. We don't like anything that's going on right now. At all. So, we're going to play a Silex. And hopefully that staves them off a little bit, which I'm sure that with those being tapped out, they're going to play something else to make us discard. Like a Liliana, for sure. I don't know. I mean, I guess the Silex is obviously, that threw them off a little bit. I still thought they would play it to force us to crack that. Maybe we play the Union of the Third Path now and put a land in play after the fact. Okay, a Get Lost really helps us out. So we play the untapped land and we hold up the Get Lost. We also are holding Silex, and hopefully they don't have a way of getting rid of that. They're going to be getting a little bit of value off the Preacher, that's fine. We are just now at 18 life. We have a counter spell as well. That's looking pretty good. We could just go ahead. You know, it would be nice to have another land so that we could go ahead and search for a Jace after sacrificing it. We'll get hit for 4. Yeah, why not? Go ahead, buddy. Keep drawing those cards. Draw like at least 4 each turn. I'm on pretty good pace here. Yep. And trigger the preacher. Okay, so I want to hold up the No More Lies and the Get Lost. I think right now we might as well go ahead and activate this thing because they're going to play around it. Then we'll auto pay and find a Jace. Now we'll go ahead and play our land. Well, I do declare, Mr. Beauregard. What are we gonna do? What choice are you gonna make there, son? Alright. So they also have Vraska. This is, you know, I kind of enjoy seeing Vraska here lately because we haven't really seen too much of her in the meta. So I think we probably try to maybe we just mill so that, and then maybe just get lost to Vraska.
Educated in Phyrexia's ways. I pull one thread, and your entire mind unravels.
My defiance never dies.
I am so sorry, Vraska. I didn't mean to. But I totally did. If we are... you know, that was one of the reasons why I was looking at the No More Lies and I was like, hey, you might want to hold on to that, buddy. But another part of me is like, you know, I just want to draw into a couple of Jaces and get this game done with. We can always block with the Restless Anchorage. Alright, let's pass a turn. We're basically going to be on a 3-turn clock here. Oh boy. Okay. Might as well just take it. Yep. We're staring down at the eyes of an Aclazad here. So Alcatraz does, he's kind of a pain. He's 5 for a 5/5 flying and lifelink. Whenever Alcatraz attacks, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, you draw a card. Whenever an opponent discards a land, create a 1/1 black bat creature token while flying. When Alcatraz dies, return to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control. Yeah. We're not a fan of this card whatsoever. Yep. Go ahead, buddy. We'll discard a temporary lockdown for you. Okay, so we do have another body to try to help us block, but I'm sure they have a whole fistful of removal over there, and unfortunately, you know, after all these wins we've had, we might actually end up losing this one. But of course we're going to play it out because you never know. If we could just draw into another couple of Jaces here, it would be game over. We're definitely... Let's go ahead and activate one of the anchorages. We'll resolve that. We'll get rid of our temporary lockdown. We'll go ahead and block this thing. I thought for sure that they were going to have a removal spell. Okay, another preacher. Okay, servant of the stinger. Maybe we can find a sunfall? We cannot find a sunfall. We'll play an archive. Let's see. Union of the third path is, I mean, it's not what we're looking for. You know, it's just not what we're looking for. We would have kept it, but I don't really think it's gonna help. So we're gonna get rid of it. So now we can go ahead and activate one of our anchorages, and then we can go ahead and block one more time. And after that, we'll activate both anchorages actually, because we're gonna need to if they have a removal spell, then, you know, that kind of hurts. If they have 2 removal spells, then that really hurts. Let's see the other removal spell. Alright. So, if, you know, if we had found a sunfall, if we would have drawn into, you know, an actual draw spell, we could have went searching for, you know, a Jace or two to be able to finish the game out. Sunfall would have definitely been pretty clutch there in that moment. We are going to jump into another game because we are not going to end the stream on a loss, because we've been having such a great day. Today has been so awesome. We've won plenty of games. We're ranking up, you know, just about as well as we could hope. I mean, I guess what we really hope for is to not lose any games whatsoever, right? But unfortunately, in this current meta, that is not how it goes. No more lives, 2 sunfalls, and a way to draw some cards. I kind of like this. I really would like one of the sunfalls to be a temporary lockdown, just in case we are going up against mono red, but we're going to keep this and get right on moving. This matchup is against Julian Marchu. Meticulous Archive. We do have another Sunfall on top. Let's see. They just played okay, so it looks like they could be Boros. They're not running. They don't have a sleeve. They're very smart about that, actually. I don't really think we want the Sunfall. I think we really want the temporary lockdown instead, because they're on Boros. And really, we could probably use a Silex if they're Boros tokens. So we're just going to toss the Sunfall. Make these windows light up a little bit. Alright, so we got Jeskai. Blue, white, red, or red, white, and blue. Whichever way you want to look at it. We've got no more lives. We definitely want to hold that up. Okay, deduce, sure. So it looks like they're playing control, Jeskai control. Definitely a possibility that we see a little bit of dragon action. Let's play... Well, I don't see the anchorage yet. I'm sure they have it. Pass a turn. And I guess we're just gonna play the stubborn game for a little while. Okay, they have the Mirex. So regardless, they're gonna go ahead and activate it. But we're gonna take it out. And so again, like, definitely want to be playing the stubborn game, but when it comes to Mirex, you know, Control can win out games with Mirex, and we don't want to take any chances. What do we need? I think we've got a good round about amount of lands. So we've got, it doesn't really matter, but we'll take the island. Okay, what you gonna do, buddy? I'm kind of tapped out over here, so feel free to play anything you would like so that we can hit it with no more lies. And we found our Mirex, which is nice. Do we play a Jace now? I think we could go ahead and do that. While they're tapped out, we could go ahead and play a Jace, but what are they going to play on the follow-up? Let's punch in a Jace.
Emotions are distractions. Focus on the facts.
I think this may be one of those situations where I just kind of want to take advantage of any opportunity that I have to get something in. Just like he is now going to try to punch something in because I'm tapped out on my end. He does have 30 cards left in his deck. He just tried to play a Row Crackling Wit. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a loyalty counter on Row Crackling Wit. Create a 1/1 blue and red otter creature token with prowess for his +1. Draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards for the -3. But then the -10 is the big one, right? Draw 3 cards, you get an emblem with instant and sorcery spells you cast have Storm. And I've actually gotten the ultimate off and was able to mill myself out because I wasn't paying too much attention. It's definitely a good card, definitely some great abilities. I've been thinking about using it myself, going because I used to play Jeskai as well, Ojitai, you know, that whole setup. All right, Julian Marchu, somebody is going to have to give here a little bit. Sure, we'll take another poison damage. What else are we doing? We're not doing a whole lot. We're going to make a token of our own. Okay. And I think, I mean, obviously they've got, like, counter spells in their hands, and, so we don't want to jump, you know, into anything like playing our Farsight Ritual or trying to play a Silver Scrutiny at the end of their turn. We want them to tap out first. We don't have a counter spell of our own, unfortunately. We could go ahead and, actually, I don't want to auto-pass. But I did anyways. So I think what we could do is just get lost the little token. They might actually counter it. They might actually try to counter the get lost on their token here. That would be funny. We still have enough land to be able to activate the Mirex. And then we could always try to attack in on our turn. Okay, they have a Beza. We'll resolve that. Okay, so since they did tap for Beza, they do have a few lands open. We could try to play the lesser of the draw spells and see if they try to counter this. Okay. So the question is now. Okay, so they're down to 28 cards. We need to see a couple of Jaces. 2 Jaces will wipe them out. We could also Soul Partition and bounce the Beza back to their hand, get in a point of poison damage. We could also Sunfall. I think I'm just gonna... Could just bounce it and attack in. And then it's going to cost 6 for them to replay it. That'll get us a little bit closer. Maybe they'll go ahead and play it anyways. And then we can go ahead and Farsight Ritual. See if we can find a couple of win conditions. Okay, cool. So they are going to pay the 6. We're going to Farsight Ritual in response. Okay, so we didn't find anything all that helpful. We are going to take the Get Lost. We are going to take a land. And since they're both tap lands, we're just going to go ahead and take the land that can actually like help win us the game. I think they might as well tap out for... yeah, exactly. Okay, finally we've gotten to another win condition. I think we could probably pay... Since they're all completely tapped out, we're gonna play the Jace. They wanted to keep this on top, I believe. Yeah, so then I think we'd be 1 Jace away from the win. Might as well take advantage of the opportunity that we have at hand, because we can use the Get Lost and destroy the Beza on top of it.
Surrender your mind to Phyrexia's will.
Okay.
Surrender every
They're down to
last
12.
thought
We're going
to
to play
Phyrexia.
the creature land, and we're going to Get Lost the Beza. And then we're going to attack for 1. Another poison damage goes their way. Okay. Yes, please draw some cards. Draw another card. Please draw another card. That'd be awesome. Sweet. Yes. Draw those cards, buddy. Okay. Nice. Alright, guys. So there you have it. Again, like, I know we were talking earlier about, you know, jumping through control, like whoever has like the most, sorry about that, whoever has the most, you know, amount of, I guess you could say, nerves. I don't know. You have to play the stubborn game against control. In certain matchups, you know, especially like with this particular one, I mean, we just found our opportunities to try to punch Jaces through, and it was enough to win out the game. So we are just like 1 game away from hitting gold tier 1 here. But we're going to save that for tomorrow. If you'd like to join in with me tomorrow, I think I'm going to start my stream right at about noon tomorrow. So if you guys want to catch me around that time. But for now, if you want to, thank you so much for sticking around to the end with me here. I really do appreciate it. Any support, of course, is greatly appreciated. And if you don't mind, just like, subscribe, share, get some friends involved, kind of get if you wouldn't mind, just, share the videos. I really would appreciate it. But anyways, for now, I hope you guys enjoyed the games with me today. Again, thank you so much for the support and hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one.